So on the menu, 189 kilometres, 10 laps of an 18.5 kilometre circuit here in Saltburn, and the event organised of course by Redcar in Cleveland Borough Council with British Cycling, and with sunshine at the start, and the first couple of laps were run off at, quite frankly, a ridiculous pace, especially considering what was to come. Owen Doull looked good pretty much all day. Several splits came and went, and eventually a big group, about 30 riders, established themselves off the front of the bunch. And then a little move went clear with Mark Donovan amongst the number. Harrison Wood also in the mix there, and two riders from the Trinity Racing team, Ollie Rees and Max Walker, as well as Harrison Wood. That race, that breakaway, was eventually caught. Some young fans certainly enjoying their day in the sunshine and rain today. Mark Donovan was away for the best part of 2.5 laps, building a lead of around 1.5 minutes. But there's fun and games at the finish line. Some unicyclists also having an enjoyable day. Yeah, despite the rain, these Yorkshire folk are made of stern stuff, and there's an illustration of what the rain was like. It was like a monsoon, as we had a group of 6 riders that went clear, including Sam Watson, Owen Doull, but meanwhile behind, the remnants of what was left of the peloton slipped further and further behind. James Knox accelerated with a lap and a bit to go, and that sharp acceleration by the man from Cumbria saw the former champion jettisoned from the rear, leaving 5 riders out in front as we headed towards what would be the final lap. Doull managed to pull himself back in there. Wright also in the mix, and at Stevie Williams from Aberystwyth.
You'll be glad that you've got that one.
And then coming in for the penultimate time up the climb, despite getting back in contact, another acceleration, a stinging turn on the front by James Knox saw all hopes fade for Connor Swift, and eventually there were just 3 riders out in front. Fred Wright, Stevie Williams and James Knox. It was a brittle alliance, a lot of respect between these 3 riders, but it was a cagey game. But they continued to pile on the pressure out in front just to nullify the chasers behind, because Sam Watson of course was never too far behind with Owen Doull. And then it was Stevie Williams who accelerated on the penultimate climb of the day, but that was countered immediately by London's Fred Wright, the 24-year-old. After a brief break, it's good enough to be in 2 parts. It's like Lord of the Rings. And it's this moment here that it looked as if there was a slight glimmer of hope, wasn't there, for Knox? It was a thrilling last few hundred metres, wasn't it?
When it came down to that first hairpin, when the gap was down to 3 seconds, and this move from Stevie Williams and the injection of pace, it was looking like, had Fred Wright gone too early, had he used too much too soon, as soon as that road started to flatten off, a shake of the head, arms aloft, he went on to take his first national road title, his first professional victory.
Yep.
And what a way to do it.
Yeah, an emotional finish, a well-deserved win, powerful moment for Fred Wright. It's a lot to take in, a lot to process,